My name is George Boudreau. I'm the company's Vice President of Revenue Cycle, and I've been here for about 2 months.
My name is Leah Mirambo, and I work for the ASC Billing Department team, and I've been working here for 3 years.
Hi, my name is Madeline Olson. I work in the IT department for Spectrum Vision Partners and have been with the company for the last 4 years.
My name is Sonia Lee. I'm the Director of Implementation and have been working with Spectrum Vision Partners for a little over a year.
My name is Michael. I've been with the company for almost 2 years.
We worked from home for a little bit, and then when everything started becoming a little more safer, we came back in the office. Everything was like almost normal, like before the pandemic, just less people here. Everybody's very clean. They following guidelines, social distancing, sanitizer everywhere.
To say the least, it's been eye-opening. You can learn what you can do remotely and what can't be done remotely, and that's where you have all of these essential workers that I cannot thank enough for going out and just being out in the world within this pandemic. I know a lot of people who are essential workers, and the gratitude that everybody should be giving to these essential workers is, I cannot say enough.
Like the doctors and the staff members, they're here, risking, their health on the front line. And as somebody that's in IT, I understand how crucial it is to offer, support on the back end to our staff members so that they can continue doing the best that they can do throughout this pandemic.
It's definitely been challenging at times working through the pandemic, especially because we were just uncertain of exact protocols in the beginning and the uncertainty of a new virus or a global pandemic. But I definitely think that everyone within the team has kind of stepped up to the plate and has allowed us to continue to provide exceptional patient care. Whether it's helping out at another office location or stepping into a different role than they normally did. I think everyone definitely has contributed to that team spirit and that environment to make sure that our patients are taken care of at the end of the day.
I actually had a recent appointment with Dr. McDonald regarding an emergency regarding my lids at the Oceanside office. And when I went in, the staff was very friendly. Everybody was very clean due to the COVID guidelines, restrictions. Everybody followed the rules. My appointment wait time wasn't too long. And when I finally got to see Dr. McDonald, she was very friendly, gave me all the information I need. I mean, she's very, very detailed. So she's great. She answered all my questions. She's very gentle with me.
One of the things that I've noticed is that the physicians within OCLI care tremendously about their patients as well as their staff. They've ensured that they put the concern of their safety and well-being first and foremost, whether it's an extra level of rigorous cleaning or whether it has to do with making sure that individuals feel safe within their working environment. They've all pretty much put that as a priority and forefront.
There was a patient who had called to schedule a new patient emergency appointment. The circumstances were they were denied at another office, totally unrelated to Spectrum Vision Partners, and the office decided to deny that patient because they were 15 minutes late. That patient then called the nearest eye doctor location, which happened to be Dr. Hummel in Massapequa, and Dr. Hummel and his staff saw that patient right away. The patient came to the office, was able to be seen and get the eye care that they needed and deserved. And that patient walked away being so appreciative to Dr. Hummel and his staff. I love that experience because I witnessed it and it was great.
When I first told my family that I got the job here at OCLI, they told me, "Oh, do you know Dr. Donenfeld?" I was like, "Yeah." And they told me, they were like, "Oh, he's that really tall doctor there." And he's such a nice guy and he did amazing work.
Thank you to our staff for making sure that our offices could open and our providers could see patients.
Thank you to our staff members and providers for all your hard work throughout the pandemic. We really appreciate all the work that you put into giving our patients the best eye care during these troubling times.
The message that I would like to say to all the offices, as well as the call center staff that I've worked with during this time, is that we couldn't have done any of this without them. Their efforts are not something that has gone unnoticed, and it's because of them. Even the smallest things, whether it's wiping down a table, making sure that the patient feels safe within their environment, whether it's just doing follow-up calls or going over the safety protocols to make someone else feel safe within their environment. All of those things have added to the success of the group, even through this pandemic.
I just want to give thanks to Spectrum Vision Partners, the doctors, management, co-workers, all the staff, everybody. I want to say thank you for being there, for keeping it going, for doing such a great job.
Thank you for being so strong and in the midst of this pandemic, continuing to be professional and taking care of our patients.
I mean, 2020, despite its difficulties, I definitely think one thing that it's taught us is that life continues to go on, and you still continue to have those milestones, whether it's birthdays or anniversaries, and that there's wins or a silver lining to everything. Personally, the best thing that's happened to me in 2020 is getting engaged.
The highlight is how the team I used to work with and the team that I now work with at Spectrum have really come together to make sure the company performs and gets the job done, regardless of being short-staffed or having the availability of staff in the office to work with.
I really believe the greatest thing that has happened to me this year is me realizing how important family time is.
I had a baby girl in May, Kira. She is a true blessing, and I am a very happy new mom.
Got married in August. Even though I couldn't have my wedding, I was still able to marry my husband in the comfort of a phone, iPhone, and my close family members in the backyard, and it was beautiful. So even though this pandemic it's not great, I managed to get that one beautiful moment out of this year.
The best thing that happened, it's when it was opportunities to sit and have dinner together as a family more often. It's just appreciating those moments differently. With so many things being canceled, we had to get to know each other and hang out with the kids more than we were. So, being able to teach my little guy how to throw the ball a little bit stronger as a family and hang out for the period of time where before it was rushing to different practices on the weekends and different games and not really spending time together. It was the family time that we had now that was different.
I got married. That is the best thing that has happened to me in 2020, with so much sadness in the world, and you don't know where you're going from here. The future is so uncertain, and I think everybody has realized that with this pandemic, that you shouldn't wait to do the things that you want to do in life. Don't wait. Do them now.
Highlight during this pandemic has been spending quality time with my grandson, Jamie. Being able to hold him a little tighter, kiss him longer, playing with him, teaching his ABCs. That's something that, of course, a grandparent usually does with their grandchild. However, it's much more meaningful for me now.
Well, the best thing, I turned 60. In September, I turned 60. I might not look it, but I turned 60. That was a blessing, especially through this pandemic year. Blessed to see another year with my wife and my family.
The best part of 2020, I think for me, is something that I value tremendously, which is family already, and really just having more time to focus on family, because we get so caught up in our day-to-day, work and other personal things that we may be dealing with, that sometimes we let those things fall to the wayside.
I feel like I've made a great move in selecting a company that I'm incredibly proud to be a part of. On a personal side, my brother-in-law just got married a couple of weeks ago, and we come from a family that's pretty steeped in healthcare. So he's doing his fellowship now. My other brother-in-law is director of population health at a large healthcare system. And then there's me, who helped design all of our safety protocols for our company. So I think between us, we had to figure out how will people flying in from 4 different cities across the country will be able to attend a wedding. And we were able to pull off a 25-person wedding. It was small, but it felt very intimate, got to be with family.
The highlight of my year, I would say, is, all the time that I've gotten to spend with my son. I get to be more hands-on with his day-to-day learning.
Steve Cohen buying the Mets, getting my dog Bo, our brother got engaged, Frank Zappa documentary coming out.
To me, just life each day I'm grateful for. If anything, it's making me a little bit more grateful and thankful that each day I'm showing favor to still be here.
I think this time has been a good time to kind of reassess a lot of things, particularly personally. So I think that this pandemic has tested us in a lot of ways, and I think it really has shown, at least from my personal experience, that there's a lot of things that I think we've taken for granted, and I think that it's enabled us to really think about what are the most important things in our lives, whether it's personal, professional. I think it really it has enabled us to take stock of the things that matter most.
Yeah!